Kings 88.5.
Kings 88.5 FM.
We got the flavor.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Some time ago, when we, the national for the president address, they begin more of a news and the address itself. That was the common way of trying to avoid getting involved in potential conflict. You remember the conflict going on at the House, at the Supreme Court, when they appeared before us. We made a decision, and the effect of that decision was that our law required that the House should have a quorum, and that quorum should be presided over by a speaker. Now that you, the quote-unquote majority black, have a quorum, but we don't see a speaker there, so whatever you do is ultra-viral. Otherwise, it's illegal. We turn to the minority black, the law says until you can get majority, you get quorum, you must continue to adjourn from day to day and compare the other people to join.
Our agenda. We need to have our own speaker. So today, an opposition speaker will have to push our agenda. We need to have our own speaker. So today, I'm a regime speaker. So today, I'm a regime speaker. So today, I'm a regime speaker. The speaker of the Republic of Liberia,
You cannot be for democracy when it favors you. You have to be for democracy, period. If 49 of my colleagues come today in the chambers and say, Mr. Speaker, for these reasons, we don't want you, I will step down the very same day. We will not even go to court or go say anything. What is important in any democracy is the Constitution and the rules that we go by. We set the rules of the game before we start to play. We don't make it up as we go along. You don't say before the game 49 is required, then in the middle of the game where we can only reach to 42, so 42 is good enough. There's a reason why it takes 37 to elect a speaker, but 49 to remove him.
Richard Kun is a representative. I'm a representative. Does he have the right to suspend me? Richard Kun is not the speaker. For Richard Kun is not the speaker. No, we should not take Liberia back under the dustbin. If Richard Kun wants to be speaker, there are processes that lead people to becoming speakers. Fonati is still the speaker. Why we say if you do not want Fonati, come to Chima, let's go through the due process, and you use your 49 to remove Fonati. That's all we ask for. Richard Kun is not a speaker. Any other leadership they have over there under the instruction or under Richard Kun instruction, I can tell you, that charade is a political charade. As soon as possible, everything will fall in place. But for all, we will use the law, and the law will be the law.
Richard Kun can do better. Can do better to say, you know what, you're okay, you're trouble, let me serve my people as representative. He's in a bad spot. Richard Kun is going down in history. Let a neglected, rejected, disowned speaker at this time. That Richard Kun is in a bad spot. If Richard Kun thinks that the people want him as speaker to solve the whole Wahala, he should open an election. If Richard Kun thinks he got 57 individuals that are willing to support him to shut down for the Kofa and bring some respect to that house, Richard Kun should open a new election. He should step down and ask the people to go for election. It will end this whole Wahala. It will end this whole thing.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Good afternoon. Thank you all that you join us for the show Real Talk on Kings 88.5 on this 9th day of April 2025, in the reign of Nebuchadnezzar. Another great day. Grateful we are, because God is hovering. He hovered last night, he's hovering now, he will continue to hover. And it becomes our responsibility, as per his instruction, to speak truth to power, irrespective of the situation, the people, the place. So it's another day. Thank you so much that you join us. Not only do we have the issues, but we have some raw, real cash to give you. Ahead of the dinner on tomorrow. You wouldn't be there. You wouldn't be spending the thousands of dollars because they consider you common citizens, common people. But we've got some cash to give you so that you can celebrate from wherever you are, whatever you intend to do. It's called the King's Cash Giveaway. It's 10,000. I mean 10,000. We're giving out today. The jackpot. Let's start hitting the jackpot. Who gets it there, or who gets there first? Dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Up, play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. And then go ahead of me. Start playing now. Start playing as many times as you can, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Stop it and play as many times. Go ahead of me before we can get started. Let me see how the number will claim. I know you can do it. You got the ability. So you see, we give you the issues and then we pay you for the information we gave you. It's 10K. That's star 79 and star 100 hash. Or play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. And then you hit the jackpot. All right. Asata Miller, you are on from Red Light. Daniel Zionwen from Phoenix, Arizona, the United States. Ansu Coleman from the headquarters of the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia. Your party is not vocal. What happened? What happened? Willem K. Sumawulo, thank you for coming on, my dear Gion brother. Hope that you are faring well. You are from York Staten, the United States of America, Dogs Community. Musa A. Sharif, you are on from Sophie, Congo Town. Matthew Choloplay, you are on. Thank you for coming on, my dear Southeastern sister, Dwight. You are on and you are staying in the celebratory mood. Your wedding anniversary, 16 years together, and then your birthday. So, divine coincidence, eh? Yes, you are staying in that month. It's your anniversary and your birth month, April. That's good. Jackson C. Pony of Iron Factory, you are on alongside the chairman of Block Titan Intellectual Center. Good to have you guys on. You never miss out on the show. Good to have that information that the intellectual Block Titan of Iron Factory is always on. Real talk. Let's talk about it, and the night hour. Face the issues with A.B. Weah. Thank you, guys, and you spread it. I know that you guys said that your speaker always loud. The information has to go across. Yeah, so thank you for coming on, Jackson C. Pony Jr., and alongside your chairman, Romancio Latupan, or Kenny Ball, as he's widely known, Rico, the only chairman, you say, who never rides Lexus 2025, no bulletproof, down to earth, rides common car, because he is a common citizen. And I am told that he is a die-high George Weah. Weah lives in him. Mary Tule, you on from New Georgia Estate. Harris Sadie from Caldwell, New Georgia. Yes, we'll get to that, my man. I underestimated Arsenal last night. That's good. Andrew Gonda, you are on from 6th Street. Francis M. Sharif, you are on. Fatu Conan, You are also on from Magibi County, McKemin D. Harris from Massachusetts, the United States. Hello, what calls here your comfort zone, New Georgia, Ek Julius Coffee, Mamba Point, Auto, Freeport of Morovia, Juju one way, and the names are just running down like river flowing. Oh, yes, thank you all for coming on. We are doing whatever is necessary to get Liberia straight, better. So let's start now. Let's start. But you have to kick off everything by playing down star 79 and star 100 hatch. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Do it is the midweek. The midweek, you need that money. Hit the jackpot. We can do it before 3:45. Yeah, let's set the target at 3:45. Let's hit the jackpot at 3:45. So that means we have to get ourselves playing. Wherever you are playing, you can hit the jackpot. Dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and then you will hit that jackpot that is set for you. Who gets it? Let's do it. Before we get started, this reminder.
I'm feeling the vibes with originalhits.com.
In their continuous effort to mobilize and recalibrate for a great comeback, the National Due Payment Committee of the mighty Congress for Democratic Change, CDC, invites all partisans, supporters, and sympathizers to the launch of the CDC National Due Payment on Saturday, April 12th at the CDC National Headquarters in Congo Town.
Johnny be the problem.
It's time to show your loyalty and support for your dear CDC. By paying your dues, you will empower the CDC financially as she prepares to make a great comeback to national leadership in 2029. The launch will be led by First Partisan Dr. George Weah, Party Chairman Janka Cole, Party Secretary General Jefferson Tambakoji, the Speaker of the 55th National Legislature, Councilor J. Fonati Kofa, Senior Senator of Magibi County, and Chairman of the CDC National Legislative Caucus, Nathaniel Fallo McGill, the one and only rescue mother, Nora Finda Bundu, the executive committee members, and all party stars of the mighty Congress for Democratic Change, CDC. The CDC due payment launch will climax with live performances by famous entertainers like Hipko King Tycoon J, Christoph the Change, and Afro-pop singer Dench. Also see live comedians Paul Flomo, Arthur, and Ojuku. Also see student leader, the famous Angel Michael, and many, many more. It's the launch of the CDC National Due Payment on Saturday, April 12th, starting at 10 a.m. at the national headquarters of the mighty Congress for Democratic Change in Congo Town. Be there.
I've got just 5 years. Every sin on building hospitals. Every sin on building schools. Every sin on building roads.
Today is Wednesday. You've got today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday for the official launch, as you heard in the promo. Yassa Sharif, good to have you on. So you'll get ready. The publicity has gone far and wide. This evening, the team will be here again on CDC Hour from 6:50 to 7:50. They were here last night. Isiaka led that discussion, and many of you call in raise your concerns, and he answered them and show you people the way to go about getting everything. They will be here tonight again, and on Friday they will be here. So you want to get ready for it. All right, let's get started. LRB. This country is an interesting country. Keep playing the King's Cash giveaway. Let me not say keep playing, but continue playing. But I know that you are playing. That's why I say, yeah, keep playing. You are playing. Yes, I have no reason to doubt that you are not playing. You are playing. I know your ability. I know what you can do. Many of you have won, and many of you are in line to win. So play. Don't give up. Don't feel discouraged that I will not get the 10,000. It is impossible to hit the jackpot. No, don't think that way. Don't put up any self-defect. Self-defect is self-defeat. Self-defect is when you can say unto yourself, let me not make a 10. If I play, I will not win. My brother played 2, 3 times, 4 times, he didn't win. That means we'll put my money there. No. You have to avoid the fear of failure. Yeah, the fear of failure is you don't want to fail, but you are afraid that you will fail if you attempt, or that you will not win if you play. So your whole system will be clothed with fear. Then God say, but I'm waiting you. If you can't make it, well, you're not going to get it. So when you give up now, you don't play. Somebody just make an attempt who even thinking. That person hit the jackpot. Then right close to you, you call the person celebrating, then you there, hey man, boy, I wanted to play. Oh, all of us have heard people like that, right? They say, hey man, I wanted to play. Oh, Jenna, I was just thinking of playing. Hey man, you know why the person can be saying it, or why the person would say that? Because they feel provoked. They feel that their fear led them down. They gave into fear instead of faith. So that person is celebrating, shouting, yeah, 10,000, 10 go, I win my 10,000. So you there now, you're regretting. That's how the thing look. Life as a whole, that's how it looks. At the time you think you should not, that's when God positioned himself to bless you. Blessing testimony, it simply means that you show faith, you act, and God demonstrate the action by making it happen for you. But when you can't do anything, you will not experience no testimony. When you can play, you will not get 10,000. When you develop the fear, you will not get it. Anything in life, once you say, oh, I'm afraid, or when I do the one and I will not get it, forget it. That's how you will be. You will just be giving excuses while other people are advancing. So keep playing. Don't get discouraged. We can hit the jackpot. It's not impossible. I know what you can do. You have done it before. You've continued to do it, and you can do it today. So let's hit the jackpot. That's star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with only 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Small money. What that means simply is you put in 200, you're using 200 to give you 10,000, sorry. So the 200 going to give you 10,000, and your extra 200 or $1.50 US you use, you get it back. So it means you are using practically nothing, but you're getting free because you just demonstrated faith. So let's go. Let's do it. Yeah. Okay. So let's get started with the issues we've got on our plate for this afternoon. We'll come to the event set for tomorrow, but let me confess that I underestimated Arsenal yesterday. Before I left the show, I said at the close of it that Arsenal was not going to make it. As much as Madrid has dipped in form, Madrid is not, fatigue has overtaken Madrid. Arsenal was not going to stand the weight of Real Madrid. I underestimated Arsenal. And I said, if Arsenal wins, well, we always celebrate. But I was not too sure as a Barcelona fan. Yeah, I have always wanted Real Madrid to lose in everything, just as Real Madrid fans will wish that we lost every game. That's the rivalry we are, that's the warfare. So I was not too sure, honestly, as a Barcelona fan, I should confess to you, I was not too sure. So when we got through with everything, I got home, the first half, they had just few minutes into the first half, and then it ended. I was not too sure. Still, I felt that Real Madrid was going to win the second half because they do that. Most of their games, if you watch Madrid games recently, the first half will end 0-0 or 1-1, and then the second half they go on to win. So I thought it was going to be the same, not until Mikel Arteta, Arsenal coach, changed everything in the second half. Arsenal came back. Oh no, Arsenal was ruthless. They were like predators against Real Madrid. They stood in the face of Real Madrid. They were masterclass. Yeah. And Real Madrid fans should be very thankful. I think God intervened to leave it at 3, because had God not intervened, this is just sports talk. Don't take that serious. Had God not intervened, the score would have ended between 11-15 against Real Madrid, because Arsenal missed. Arsenal missed. I think some kind of invisible goalkeeper was in that goal. The second half, no. Even in the first half, though I didn't watch most part of the first half. When I came, I started watching it to see Arsenal really missed. They missed. Oh, the Real Madrid came out of what would have been an unprecedented disgrace in their history. Yes. Arsenal fans, congratulations. You all did well. Let's see the second leg. With 3-0, now I can risk everything for Arsenal. Yeah, and tell you that Real Madrid is out. I want to see that historical comeback. I want to see it. Maybe they can do it just like English team did it against a Spanish team. Barcelona won 3-0. It was 3-0, yes. The win at Anfield, Liverpool beat them 4-0. That was a historical comeback. So let's see whether a Spanish team can do it against an English team, because English team has already done it. Liverpool did it against Barcelona. So let's see whether Real Madrid, a Spanish side, can do it against an English side to overturn 3-0 deficit. I won't see it. And I don't think that is possible. No, Arsenal has advanced to the semifinals of the Champions League, and Real Madrid is out. So you're Real Madrid fans and you're Leafield, because you can stop Arsenal from scoring order. Arsenal will score 2 goals. Arsenal will score 3. It might end 4-0 against Real Madrid or some kind of... Okay. Gabriel Wesley, sorry to my Madrid family. And they're Gunners forever. All right, let's get started now. Keep playing the King's Cash giveaway. Dial *79 and *100#. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and you hit the jackpot of 10,000 Liberian dollars. Substantial amount, huge amount, 10,000. So while we talking about that 10,000, let's talk about thousands of United States dollars that will be on display tomorrow. You wouldn't be there because you don't have that money. You are common citizen, so you can only operate within 10,000 as we are giving you that 10,000. The president's office released a statement announcing what they call presidential dinner at the ministerial complex with the president, the media, journalists, media managers, editors, talk show hosts, Just everybody. They call everybody. Everybody is open. Everybody to wine and dine, ask some questions. The president will make a statement, and then that will be followed by questions and answer, which will be regulated by the Minister of Information, Jeremy Pia, and his press secretary, Kula Fofana. That will be on tomorrow. The office of the president went on to say that after that, arrangements will be made for the president to move across various media institutions. That's what they said in their statement. After tomorrow's eating and drinking with the president, his media team will lay out or will do a layout for his appearance on various radio stations. They will know how to do it, but I think I can give you a picture imaginatively. So it's like, let me think for them. And my thinking is as same as their thinking, because that's how it works. If that is not a publicity stunt, so not a publicity stunt at all, if they are real with it, then it will be like this. They will do the layout. Probably it might be one time in a month or 2 times quarterly. They will choose the institution and the show. Kings FM has 3 talk shows. So they might say, okay, we take this one, and the presenter of that show remains the lead presenter. We'll have people from this station, from that other station, or that station. They will sit with the president in studio, and then the discussion will go on. Then they will say in May, they will choose a radio station if what they mean is true. I'm just giving my own understanding. If they mean well, if they truly mean that Boakai will move from radio station to radio station, which I doubt, but for discussion's sake, we are giving you the picture this way. They will choose a given radio station after Kings FM and say, in May, the president will be on XYZ. This month, last month, he was on Kings. In May, the president will be at this station. And then after that, maybe giving his schedule, because the president's schedule is always loaded. They will say in July, the president will be appearing on XYZ radio station, and then it will go with the same format, just like that. So here is my doubt to that. I think it's just a publicity stunt or just to create impression. Mr. President cannot move from radio station to radio station. That was just for public consumption. They discussed it, but Mr. President can move from radio station to radio station. The president is not that person to move from radio station to radio station to talk issues Liberia. 1, 2. He cannot do the work of the Ministry of Information the press secretary office. He cannot. 3, it is unprecedented. It is not a usual thing. It is not a precedence, rather, not unprecedented. It's not a precedence for a president to move from one end to another, one radio station to another. That hasn't happened since God created the world and media came into being. As per the president's schedule, he has a specific time he meets with the media. Take example of the United States, or use the United States as an example. The president of the United States does not appear on radio station. It is laid out in the president's itinerary for media engagement at a certain time, that all of the people, the White House correspondents and other people on the fringe of the White House know that, because it is within. They know. So when the time is coming closer, the president's office will not have to inform those people. They are already aware. The president has that. After that, it's gone. The rest of the people, his ministers and other people, they can expand on whatever or do the rest. The guys should not portray it like they are media friendly or they want to be media friendly. When Weah came to power newly, the Minister of Information said the government was going to be bold, the government was going to be blunt, the government was going to be media friendly, and on, all of those things he said. Followed by Kula Fofana, that they were going to rebrand the presidency. That the presidency, according to her, let me quote her verbatim, my role as the press secretary is to rebrand the presidency, bringing the presidency down to the people so that they get to know, they get to feel, they get a real sense of what the president is doing, how he has done it, what he intends to do. These are the words of Kula Fofana. Fast forward, everything they said, they became combative, reactionary, ballistic, what they condemn in the past of others. The media had been very tough and still very tough on the regime. Just so you know this, no government all over the world likes a media that is so forceful, so strong, so curious, digging out, putting out things that are real, that might discourage investors from coming into the country, and a lot more. So they would try to be media friendly, but it wouldn't be as the way they will envision, because what they will start to do, it will get the media digging deep and sending those information out. Since President Weah came to power, the news had all along been bad news. No good news, bad news. And all of the radio stations, or majority of the radio stations and newspapers, they go around the world. Now, we are in the world of technology. Unlike a couple of years back, we weren't exposed to the internet or the global world. So whatever you said remained right in here. Now, everybody around the world, as per their reach out, looking at me, they may not hear me by radio, except the people in Liberia, but they hear me by way of the television, and they see me. So what all that I'm saying here, or will be saying, they are hearing it. And as they hear it, they believe. They will not doubt. That's why the government of the day is always concerned about what goes out. And the government of the day had not been making good news. Everything that left Liberia, bad news. And it is having a toll on the country. That is why you say nothing actually happening in terms of real development. People out of Liberia, what they hear, they pass it on to others and said, you listening to what is coming out of Liberia? Their own people are reporting it. Listen to this radio station. Read this newspaper. And they go online and take. It could be Daily Observer, Front Page, Africa, Inquirer, the news. Just say, look at this headline. And they make a decision right there and say, no, let us not go to Liberia. The country is not safe under Joseph Yuma-Boakai. Bad news from the very first day of this government. So what they want to do, they want to create a partnership that, as far as I know, will not work. This is not only for this government. We saw it with previous governments. It is not only for this government. But this government started with bad news from the very beginning. Now they realize that truly it is affecting them. So what they suggested to Mr. President, let's have a media engagement. And you can sit with these people and create a, what's the word they have for it? There's a word they have for it. It's not really a media word, but you can use it. It's a general term. Camaraderie. Camaraderie, yeah, that's the word. It means mutual respect in a gathering where you just get together and just share your pleasantries, the sentiments, the jokes, the questions, and all of those things. The atmosphere is so unique. So they suggested that to Mr. President, and he agreed. So they will be having that tomorrow. They call everybody. They call everybody. They say journalists, talk show hosts, media managers, media executives, big fish or fishes, as they call. There's a group in Liberia called the Big Fish. All of those people say, you'll come to the ministerial complex. Let's wine and dine with the president and talk of some of those things that we need to talk to, mend fences and on and on. I said this before. Couple of, I think 2-3 times I said it. The way our politics is in Liberia, it doesn't help any government to make achievements, to advance. You think 6 years long. 6 years may be long, but what you intend to do, your manifesto may be very ambitious, and you cannot do all within 6 years. You will also need the confidence of the outsiders called investors. And the investors, most part of the foreign investors community, they base their decision on what they hear from the media, not what the government would tell them or speaking to a government official. Even if they spoke to a government official, they will still rely on the media. You know why they do that? Because the media is the one that is moving here and they're fetching, digging out, finding out everything. So they prefer to do a validation with the media that we are hearing this. Kings FM is reporting that. Truth FM is reporting this. OK FM is reporting that. Mr. President, Mr. Minister, and you telling us everything is okay? These radio stations, are they not in your country? Would they lie on you? I think they have nothing against your government, Mr. Minister. I think they're reporting the truth. We listen to them, and we can come to Liberia. Every government will need the media, but yeah, what they do, they divide the media and think by doing that, they can achieve their goal. You need the whole to survive. You cannot survive or you cannot advance in segment. When you divide the media, Ellen Sirleaf did it here. That's why she did not achieve much of what she wanted to achieve. President Weah government did it here. Their public relation was poor. They divided the media the same way. Akara's Gray was on from one radio station to another. He was there admitting to this, confirming what they feel. And even recently, the former vice president, Joe Howard Taylor, in her public interview on Spoon, she admitted to that. She said it was one of the reasons they lost the elections. She admitted. I think I need to play that clip so that you hear it. That's one of the reasons. When you divide the media, you're not going to get your goal achieving. When you look at one media, or you look at the media sector and say, these people, they are opposition. These people, we ain't got time for them. They are devils. They are in hell. And we will only deal with the people who are on our side. You can achieve your goal. Continue. I know that you are making progress. Let's continue. We can hit the jackpot. It's 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. I said 10,000. Substantial amount. I'm talking about thousands of United States dollars here, Ladino. You can't be there because you don't get it. So we're giving you 10,000 to have your Dino on the other side. Dial *799 star 100 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 and get your 10,000. Hit the jackpot with that 10,000. You can have your Dino with whoever you want to have it with. The other people on the other side, Mr. President, and his people spending thousands of dollars for that dinner on tomorrow. You can be there, but you can have a dinner. You can create your own dinner atmosphere. That is why we're giving you 10,000 so that you can have your dinner by taking advantage of it. Dial *79 and *100. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and then you can have your 10,000 for your dinner. They will rely on the people. Ellen did it here. Ellen faltered. Ellen was speaking amongst media institutions and individual journalists. Ellen was prioritizing a certain group of people called the big fish or big fishes. Ellen would pick certain radio stations. She would take them to Ghana. She will call them for this meeting. She will call them for that. The government will give those people press releases, ads, and other stuff. And they will leave the other people. Where government comes to power, he does the same thing, or they do the same thing. They did the same thing, rather. The same thing Unity Party doing, the rescue. Since the ascendancy of Joseph Heman Boakai, the media in Liberia divided. One group will fall for the dialogues. Another group will stand for the country. One group said and say, Richard Kuhn, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Speaker Richard Kuhn. Not that they don't know Speaker Richard Kuhn, Richard Kuhn is not the speaker, but because they're within the government's domain, and the government has the coffers or sits over the coffers, and they need money, so they prefer to trade their reputation and put the country in a difficult or stop investors from coming to the country because the investors know that Richard Kuhn is not a speaker. I'm just using that as an example. Government officials will prefer to go on the other side. They will say, oh, you don't go on no opposition station. You don't take no press release, no ad to them. Let's deal with our people. Not realizing you're not dealing with the opposition, and the opposition will not force itself to deal with you or to do business with you. But the opposition radio stations are reporting they are going out of the country, just as some of the pro-government radio stations going out of the country. And when the information goes out, or as it goes out, the people weigh the two. When one radio station is reporting that massive corruption in government because of this, that, and another radio station is reporting and this government is doing well, the government is fighting corruption, President Weah has done this, has done that, and then they go to do a validation, they realize that the station that is talking about massive corruption all over the place, they're seeing it, civil society putting it out, other people putting it out, they will believe that radio station that's talking about massive corruption, and they will make their decision on that, and they will come to the realization that that radio station that was just talking, Weah is making significant progress, coming down on corruption, is a pro-government station. They are only hiding the truth. That is why in other countries, the people put aside, they swallow the bitter pills because they want to achieve their goal. They swallow the bitter pills and bring everybody on board. Everybody. What you say, what you don't say, fine. But we will do business with you. In other countries, you will hear government official on an opposition radio station demystifying certain things that they consider wrong. They will invite opposition to their press conference and other things. And let me go back to Weah. Let me use Weah's time as an example. Weah was very, I think that came from Weah personally, and it spread to some of his people. I saw it. Not because I'm sitting on Kings, but I saw that that was right. Weah tolerated everybody. Everybody. Whatever or whoever the journalist or media institution you were, Weah tolerated everybody. When I say tolerated, you sit on your radio, you talk whatever you want to talk, whichever way you want to talk. If a government official felt necessary to go on opposition radio to talk, fine, it was up to the person. Journalists would talk whichever way they want to talk, whatever they wanted to say, and nobody will go after them, nobody will harass them. 6 years, we are maintaining that 6 years. People will go from one radio station to another. Mo Ali never went to jail on a Weah as opposition person, but they sent Kalasco to jail. No journalist went to jail. No civil society person went to jail. Nobody was intimidated for what they wrote or what they said. Press conference. I can never ever remember a time in Weah government, the opposition then, Unity Party journalists, will go to a press conference and then they say, you are not invited, go. No. Unity Party in opposition then, every time they went to a press conference, they were given unfettered access. They were allowed to ask questions. They were not mocked at. They were not vilified. They were not intimidated. They did not categorize them, but they saw them in Weah's regime as journalists who were doing their work professionally. They did not say, oh, you Unity Party, journalists, opposition people get outside. I've seen it in this government. Since Weah came to power, you know why? Some of the opposition radio stations, when they're having events, they don't go there because of that. Because of that. Now, when you begin to discriminate, when you divide the media, you know what you're telling the other side? To only look for the negatives on you and send it out. Because you've discriminated. You push them off. If this government will want a smooth sailing path, then you have to do the unprecedented. That is, see everybody as important. If the governments in the past didn't do it, you do it. What will it take? You know, what will it mean for this government? The Minister of Information takes his telephone and call AB and say, AB, we have this issue, we have that issue. Please book a time for me to appear on your station to explain XYZ. Boaka will not say, Jeremy Pierre, you sack for going on King's FM to talk. No. Boaka will not sack anybody. The Minister of Information can say, AB, your show comes on at 8. I from 9 to 9:30 or 9:45, I am your guest. AB, when I say, oh, my man, you government man, go, so we ain't calling, you won't come on the radio, go. No. Every radio station in the country is a public radio. Every radio station supports the country. The government manages the country. The radio station is responsible to disseminate the information, be it from government, from civil society, just from anywhere. And they sift out the information before they get it out. Another part is their responsibility to help the government, keep the government's feet to the fire by reminding the government of its promises, unfinished business, failed promises, and on and on. Like tomorrow, say, if we are there and you go ask the president, listen, if I will be there and I wish not to be there, I will just ask if we are entitled to 2 questions. I will ask Mr. President, Your Excellency, Mr. President, I am Sam Andrews, and I report for Kings 88.5, Royal Communications Incorporated. 2 questions, Mr. President. Do we have business as usual under your regime or not? The second question, Mr. President, has corruption been dealt with adequately in your administration? Those 2 questions will embarrass Mr. President. Those 2 questions. Listen, whoever asked those 2 questions yesterday, tomorrow, I'm sharing, you ask those 2 questions will embarrass Mr. President. The first one, if I'm there sitting in front of Mr. President, give me the mic, Mr. President. Do we have business as usual under your regime? Oh, so the government needs to get everybody. Be friendly. Be friendly with everybody. That's what democracy is all about. We are playing. We are making progress. Let's continue. Let's step it up. Yeah, we are making progress. Keep playing. Dial *799 and *100#. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and then you hit your 10K jackpot. You can start your dinner this evening. Those of you who are Barcelona fans, well, you need that 10,000 to celebrate after we demolish and scatter Borussia Dortmund. You want to get everybody on board. Speak to them. We know the platform of the government. No radio station, no journalist, nobody against any government that comes to power. But the government can create a sour atmosphere, and there where everything goes against the government. The government creates a sour atmosphere. The government does that by division, favoring certain media institutions, certain individual journalists, and bashing the other people as being insignificant. In other countries, you see government officials, they're on opposition radio, they're explaining. It is not a curse. It will not drive you. It's just democracy. It's just a diversity of opinions. That's all. At the close of the day, it gives the government credit. Their international partners will credit you and say, yes, this government is media friendly. This government is media tolerant. This government is this, that. And they will make reference to those. And you see how the country, people will get so excited. And who gets the plus? Joseph Imabwaka. Who takes the praise or praises? Unity Party government. So that thing they're doing over there, I hope that they can listen to what I'm saying. That's how it works. I've researched this. I've seen this in some regional countries. It doesn't matter to the people. They will get on opposition radio. They will send ad to opposition radio. They will do a lot more as they do with their pro-government radio. When you divide the media, especially in this technitronic or this age of technology, you mess yourself up. And that is what is giving Joseph Imabwaka government hard time. The negative news going out of the country stronger than you think progress. Every radio station you turn to, every newspaper you take to read, the headline is not encouraging. And the Minister of Information, who is the melting pot between the media and the public, he too, instead of savaging the situation, becomes combative, ballistic, reactionary, goes to the Ministry of Information, insulting the leading opposition leader in the country, allows his deputy to rain insult on the leading opposition, vilifying other opposition figures, knowing fully well that these people, they have their people, they have their radio stations, and the radio stations go out of Liberia. So when they are reacting, then what the people say there's a confusion in Liberia. There is a split between the government and the opposition. There is a fight between the government and the opposition. And they reference the Minister of Information using words. They reference the Deputy Minister referring to the leading opposition as having mosquito brain. Who would want to promote your agenda if you are divisive, discriminatory? Who will want to promote your agenda? And look at it. Let me close here. Do you know that the opposition radio stations are many than pro-government radio stations? Moreover, look at the people who sit behind the microphone of the opposition radio. Radio is not just getting people on. Radio is getting the right people. Here is a classic example. Former Capital FM. The late Lawrence Randall spearheaded that entire project. It was his initiative, just as Kings FM is A.B. Williams' initiative, getting it where it is. Lawrence was very proactive, the late Lawrence. Anybody who knew Lawrence know the kind of character I'm talking about. Very workaholic, making sure that things get done. So when Lawrence got through with everything, Lawrence went through to Kojo Mensah. Kojo Mensah, who managed Army Radio for I know how many years. Veteran broadcaster. I think if he's not with the BBC, then he has retired. He sought the expertise of Kojo. And here's what Kojo told him. Kojo said, Lawrence, radio is not just getting people on because you want the people to hear your radio on the air. You wouldn't make impact. He said, this radio, if you must make impact, don't just take anybody. Take people who are known, people who know the issues, people who can face up to the reality, people who are analytical, people who can sway opinion. And if you did that, as we did with the BBC and other places, other radio stations around the world, you will see. And truly, Lauren took Kojo Mensah idea. In a twinkling of an eye, Capital FM took the entire country. Some of the stations today that say they're raising morale, they were nowhere until Capital FM died. Living story, I'm telling you. So I'm saying this to tell you, if you look at opposition radio, the people who sit behind the microphone, no bragging, but they are loaded, they are grounded, they are analytical against the people who sitting as pro-government radio stations, just praising and praising and praising and praising, singing praise songs, which is not impactful. That is why people in the government cycle will prefer to listen to opposition radio. That is why they will call in to opposition radio to raise a concern or to disagree with certain things, because there are people only praising and not raising the issues. So if Boakai, that meeting he called tomorrow, if his Minister of Information and Press Secretary have an understanding, or they want to get Boakai message out in a way it ought to get out, then they have to advise that Mr. President, we're dealing with everybody. We're not discriminating. Whether the people on the other side say we did so, you did that, they are Liberians, they're entitled to their opinion, they're entitled to their broadcast, but we're dealing with them too. They are Liberians. Simple. Simple. So tomorrow is the dinner. And they're going there to eat. That place will be jam-packed. I know what it is. I've seen that many times. When everything finished, everybody looking out for the envelopes. Before I came on the air, the guys in the newsroom were joking each other and say, the man will not be easy. No, no, wasn't Boakai can get money. Say Boakai stingy can get money. So at the close of the day, it's not a bad thing. No. Many people don't know. Weah time, they sell all kinds of things. Even Ellen time, they put it out. And those media institutions that were reporting it the way they reported it, I think because they didn't benefit, they probably weren't invited. Or even if they were invited, they did not get the kind of treatment they had thought they were going to get. So they will put everything on ethical ground. Let me provide this education before we go further with another thing. Listen, assume President Boakai gave money tomorrow to the journalists. President Boakai will not be in the wrong. No. President Boakai will not be in the wrong. It will not be unethical. You know why? The day hasn't reached yet, so let me say it will. If President Boakai gave money to the media people he invited, President Boakai will not be breaching no law. He will not be unethical. He will not be influencing any journalist. He will not be changing any editorial policy. He will not be twisting the tongue of any talk show host. No. That will be a gathering of coming together, exchanging pleasantries by words, jokes, questions, and all the things. At the close of the day, traditionally, the person, and you see that the same thing is in the Bible. I will give you the line you really say, oh, at the close of the day, the person can say, you're by your cold water. Thank you for coming. All of us do that. When people go to visit you, your lecture from one end to another, sometimes you walk the person on the road and say, oh, my God, let me extend your transportation now. Let me increase your transportation. We all do that. It's the same. So assume Boakai gave money to the media people tomorrow. Nobody should come and say, oh, Boakai did that. No, if you ever brought that against the president, we'll come in defense of him, we'll debunk you. But yeah, what people can do over there. Weah did it. When Weah gave Latin, can see the people who were not satisfied. Oh, they put it, they wrote in their paper, all kinds of things. They look at the man. Y'all go sit down. Weah wasn't wrong. Ellen did it. Ellen was not wrong. You did not go, you investigating, and then you reach the fact and the person realize it and they take money to get to you. That one is wrong. But if the person just say, oh, my man, can I sit down with lecture as friends and no recording business, then we just lecture president and friends, president and the media. At the end of the day, you eat and then the president pay people away. And I'm wrong. No, not at all. I'm saying it because I know if in fact a number of senior media professors explain it, and we saw it in a book. It's not wrong at all. So if Boakai gave whatever tomorrow, anybody who will write in their paper or go on the show and say this, that, no, will come in defense of Boakai. But I know how the men can behave. So the Russian people go there with high expectation. Maybe the news is when Boakai gave $5. Okay, so that will be doing it for that. The president's dinner with the media on tomorrow at the ministerial complex. I think I saw 10 a.m. Yeah, I think it's 10 a.m. tomorrow at the ministerial complex. All right, let's go to Senator Augustine Chie. We come to that. Menipaka Dimor. Hold on, my dear brother. We'll come to that. Let's go to Senator Augustine Chie. That will take us home. We'll go to that area. Menipaka Dimor. Hold on. We'll go there. Let's come to Senator Augustine Chie. He been vocal, but he went silent for a while, and then he has come out of his silence to say this. He's not satisfied. He continued to give his position of what is unfolding. So he will talk about the executive interference in the work of the judiciary. Yeah, what he said, let me quote him verbatim. He said, if what I am hearing is true, that the president has asked the Supreme Court to postpone or defer its ruling on the bill of information, then that is a serious violation of the Constitution. It will be an interference with the work of the judiciary and amount to an intrusion or obstruction of justice, an act or conduct that in any form or manner interferes with or impedes the dispensation of justice. Keep playing the King's Cash giveaway. We're making progress. I can see that you are making progress, but you have not reached significant progress. Dial *79 and *100#. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 and get ready for your dinner this evening, because this evening that you are receiving the money today. Play before we can reach the second and final lap of the show. Councillor Verdier is wrong, inherently wrong. He tried fruitlessly to defend the indefensible, unspoon. Coordination of the three branches of the government as enshrined in the Constitution does not include interference with the work of the other. It is just a regular process of consultation or working together to enhance governance. That's not what is alleged here. It is reported that President Boakai placed a call to the Chief Justice asking the Supreme Court not to give its ruling on the bill of information now, but to give him 2 weeks to resolve the impasse at the House of Representatives, which is the subject of the bill of information. Clearly, undoubtedly, and definitely, this is an interference with the work of the judiciary, and that amounts to an obstruction of justice, a serious constitutional breach, if this information is true. Councillor Augustine Chie goes further. should the Supreme Court of Liberia succumb to the overreaching of the executive or surrender its authority to it? Absolutely not. I don't think the Supreme Court of Liberia would do that. If the Supreme Court allows this to happen, then that will be the beginning of the end of the independence of the judiciary. Our country can afford the consequences. And for anybody to suggest that some people would not respect the ruling of the Supreme Court, or that this is purely a political matter that lies only within the province of the legislature, is to say that the members of the House of Representatives are above the law. He concluded, also, the insinuation that the crisis at the House of Representatives is a purely political matter is grossly misleading. Like the Chief Justice said during the arguments on the Bill of Information, who the members of the House of Representatives elect as their speaker is a political matter, but how they elect and remove that person is a legal matter, because that is within the ambit of the Constitution. The Constitution provides how a speaker is elected or removed. We are a country of law, not men. Councillor Augustine Che, who is also the chairman of the Judiciary Committee in the Senate of the Republic of the Frenchman will say Libye. So that's it. Let's go now. Let's read your comments as quickly as we can, and then we get to the line. But we continue to encourage you to play. Dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and get your dinner 10,000. That is your ticket for your dinner. You don't have to go to a ministerial complex with Mr. President. You can do yours at your house. So take that 10,000 by dialing star 799 star 100 hatch. Then you play with 200 Liberian dollars, small money, or $1.50 US. When you put it in, your 10,000 is hitting your account. If you don't, you will have no testimony. If you play, you will have your 10,000 dinner. Jonelle Moore say useless criminal Verdio. Do you know that Verdio confessed? Verdio now, he's having a second thought about this government. His first appearance on Spoon, he confessed. In his introduction, he said, what we saw in the past, we condemn. We're seeing it in this government, and I don't think Bwaka is ready. But he was one of the main individuals bringing out, putting together lies, making sure that the international community gets a bad picture of the Weah government so that the CDC government will get out. Now he's saying, he's confessing. Gabriel Mann said Kula Fofana will give all of them 800 again. Remember, during the president's SONA, they gave her 12,000 and she gave the media 800. Emmanuel Bro writes, I agree with Senator Augustine Chie on the Bill of Information and President Joseph Yima Boakar's interference with the pending opinion of the Supreme Court. Cecilia Yakwaulo said, my question, will you, no, when we reach to that, yes, Cecilia. Gabriel White said, irresponsible government, that's just what they are. Philip Nangwe said, with those two questions, they will for sure not invite you. But I know me, I can say that managerial decision there, but as an individual, I can't go down there. No. I can't. Let it have when they finish with everything, then they can do what we want to do. Well, it's not going to play, say that he looks, all of those things, they are good, but where we are now, you just go sit down with president who have not seen Bouaka, who have not heard Bouaka talk. We sat in gatherings with Bouaka many times. We asked Bouaka questions. The only difference is he's president now, but there is nothing difference between the person in opposition and the person as president. The only difference is you look good when you're in opposition. You're presiding over the coffers of the country. And so that's why everybody, Mr. President, Mr. President, are so excited because the president is a celebrity, a famous person, a well-known person. That's all. And Otakaka, who said Bouaka government officials are very hateful and intolerant. Emmanuel Broad said once again, President Bouaka is showing that he truly supports those renegade lawmakers. This is why he's persuading the Supreme Court to halt handing down its opinion on the Bill of Information. That's good. Okay, thank you all for the comments. Continue playing. Dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50, and then you can have your 10K for your dinner. Your dinner. You can have your dinner before the president dinner. Oh yes, you can have yours by getting your 10,000. So let's go to the line now. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97 0777 9803 75. The numbers to have your say on these two pointers. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
And talk up Anthony Akopam.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, as people are saying, I believe what really they are saying 100%. Tomorrow
you want to lower your radio. Lower your radio. Lower your radio.
Nothing different will be done over there. He has much small up and saying Mr. Bouaka, and we hear him. Nothing extra that we expect. You just want to show off, support the president is here and the media practitioner. But mind you, tomorrow, those who will benefit from that trip, it's just a refresher that what they have been doing for him on behalf of the government, you just want to repay his money. Because everything will be about pick and choose tomorrow. All our Fofana want to play on them, that again, you're just talking about that, play on a lot team, and then some of them are regretting. But then be careful with that security because we'll get bad people and other people there that will be watching up to bring deception. So thank you for the platform.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Have a nice Wednesday. Kuda Williams, I do not know why his appearance on King's FM was not King's. Maybe they may come here on Truth FM was cancer. I do not know Kuda Williams. I can't say, but what I do know, he didn't appear. I know what happened. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sam.
Yes, good afternoon. Your name and where you come from?
Thank you. My name is Hussein. I'm Hussein Keru. I call you from Jacobstown, station number 2. So I listened to the different talking points. So the first one, let me say this, the president is media friendly. This is why you see the president, whenever he travels and come back to the airport, you have journalists from different media platforms interviewing the president and he will respond adequately. Now, another thing, the president should have appeared on True FM this morning, which of course, other outlets were there to simulcast the interview. We don't know the reasons why the president didn't turn up. That is best known to the protocol of the president. So it doesn't mean that the president would not to go there or he don't want to take the hard questions. That is another thing. Like you said something, in the last 6 years, we saw former President Weah, whenever he travels, whenever the journalists come around to interview him, his security will overshadow and taking away. He would never have interaction. In the entire 6 years, he never sat on ERBC and have a live interview. Everything was pre-recorded. This president took over. He was the first president in history that got to have gone to the Mika regular press briefing. President Baka went there. He had an interaction with journalists from different spectrums, right?
Hold on. That is not true. Baka did not go at Mika press briefing. That was an event he went to perform, and they asked the media to be there. Secondly, hold on, my man. I'm controlling you. Hold on, I'm controlling you. I can cut you off or keep you on. Hold on. Secondly, that's blatant lie. Weah government, Weah himself was very tolerant. There are a couple of times that Weah had media engagements. Moreover, know that 99.9% of the journalists in this country, they know Weah. Weah know them personally. They've been friends even before Weah became. Hold on. Before Weah became president. Moreover, Weah, every time he came into the country, there was an engagement. Weah would stay for pretty close. We would take 3, 4, 5 questions. At no point in time since Bouaka came, I've been following. Bouaka would take more than 2 questions. It's always 1, 2, then finish. So stop. Don't say that. Don't say that. No.
When you say the president is not media friendly, honor his regime for the last 1 year.
But I did not say the man are media friendly. Thank you, man. Hello.
Yes, Sam.
No, I mean you off. Yeah, let's hear you.
He's just free. He's the only one that knows about the past government.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he just come on air and talk about a lie together. You're the only person out here for the past 6 years. Why would you be lying like that? Say, I will leave the country and come and say, oh, we got to work out of it. You don't want to talk. Why would you give that? You can't let somebody to extend expenditure, your character, and your reputation. It's not correct at all. We should be careful how you talk to people.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a made week.
Hello, my name is Good Dollar. I'm calling for SK Boulevard.
Let's hear you.
Last week I was talking down and say President Weah when I used to interview President Weah. What are you lying for? You saw quantity off.
But that's why he went off. That's the reason he went off.
Can you go ahead? Just get you through that.
All right.
That popper down there, why you talking there for Jogota era there? We're not taking for him.
Okay.
Thank you for the show.
Thank you too. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Andrew. How are you?
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much for the show. My name is Ibrahim Yuma, and I call from Crystal Police. Yeah. Hello.
You are on. I'm listening to you.
Okay. The thing our president wants to do is a good venture. If the intention is good, that is to engage with the media. But for me, the way I look at them, being vindictive and hateful, I don't think they are doing it because of good intention. Because if that should be the case, I think they should start first with the verification process, and that is to start from up, down, and to everybody. But the way they are doing it, no. And also, when they appear on opposition radio stations, do not be able to tell the hard questions. For example, when the road quota asphalt statement, and then they come in to come do in my view. When you ask them such questions, it will irritate them, and they will get angry with maybe they make me call for arrest.
Thank you.
Many other things that they are not serious about what they are saying because their heart is not clear, it's not good for the country. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, this is Hello Council coming from Judicial Factory.
Let's hear you.
Yes, you can allow everybody to talk for that particular point. Anytime you can. You talk
so what you got to say? Lead the man express himself. Express your own. Say your own.
No, I did it the last time you started talking about.
Say your own. The man say your own. So what you call? You just call to react to the man. You don't waste time. You respect people's opinion. The man say his own. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Yeah. So you know, I be who see we see where maybe Joseph Waka can look at money every day that they see the report in the last time that they can post structure on his phone and he was denying it. You know, he get nothing to say. Every time he like to defend the government, all the wickedness that we in the country, a president doing, he's seeing it. But every time he will come here to come defend a grandpa Baka, so that he be there, he's doing it. That thing can be doing that, but one day he will know his share. Maybe when they get his small money, then he can all the platform to be and they call you. Thank you for having me, my Beatrice.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice midweek. Let's go. We take few, just 1, 2, 3, and then we move on.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, let's hear you.
I'm JP2 calling on Conway. Yeah, my people have to do with doing that talking about Hussein. I've been doing it, making Hussein to be famous.
Exactly. Yeah, they ain't got nothing to say. They all want the man call, that Hussein Vada, man. No, you elevating the man, you raising the man moral, you saying that the man important than you.
You see that? That's my import.
Thank you, yeah. Hello. So now when you got nothing to say on the show, just forget about calling. Let's hear you. Yeah, I'm listening to you.
Okay, thank you very much for the show. Say, Andrew, this hour that this family, I don't have the sport Obinga market and legacy of former president here. Say, Andrew, so now when you come on air, you want to show, please bear in mind that some or better driven guys will call to make statement as a means of looking for a job on this part.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, Sam Andrews.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you for the program. I listened to the program, and then I have one fear, and I hope people will understand me. The call that the president is making for these journalists, I'm afraid. You know why? Because if this government will respect lawyers and representatives, and they can beat them for common, the ones about these journalists that can speak out and say what is right and true. I think these guys are calling them to know them by faces. I'm a fear. If they will go there to eat and drink, they got to be careful. That Waka is against anybody that against you.
So you concerned about their safety and security, eh?
I'm telling you, my brother, I would fear. No, it has said it that we are if the man is sit over there, only people big representative, and he auto war and call it a woman that journalist.
No, man, nothing of such will happen. No, man, no.
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
You're right. You're entitled to it. Don't think that way. Hello.
Yeah,
let's hear you.
I'm waiting for two are coming from Weah. You know what you think what is people doing? Everybody can see it. But the one where the people breaking, you can listen to it clearly at all your own. The one that comes say the president talk with the people that will get a ruling. It is not good. Tell your own that the president talk your own. But the one go against all the things then. The thing we is that you're helping us. God, we don't know what we're going, we don't know where we're coming from. So please help us. Really, we don't know, we don't know where we're going. Thank you very much for the show.
Thank you for calling. We're going somewhere. We're getting there gradually. Hello. Yeah, let's hear you. Lower your radio or cut it off.
Sorry, sir. 7 times around.
Cut it off.
I'm talking a call from Broadway. Hello?
Yeah, let's hear you, Toga.
Hello?
Toga, you are on the air.
Hello?
Chief, sorry.
Yeah, I want to say...
You cut your radio off. The radio can be loud. You get the radio loud. You won't listen to yourself at the same time. You want people to listen to you. Cut the radio off. Then you call. Everybody will hear you talking. Hello? Hello?
Oh.
You are on. Let's hear you. You are on the air. Hello. Cut your radio off, Chief. Okay.
Hello.
Thank you. Your data extremely well. It's passing up the first lab. So let's go with this reminder, because you people keeping your radio on loud. You calling in. You want everybody to hear you. You get the radio on loud where you are, so people will listen to you talking on the air at the same time. You want to hear yourself. Then you're giving feedback from where we are, so loud in the earpiece. So let's stop the calls right there, yeah? Let's take this break. Then we'll get ready for the second and final lap. Next time, when you're calling on the second and final lap, make sure you cut the radio off. The radio shouldn't be on loud. Then you call. It will give you feedback too, you who listening.
I'm feeling the vibes with originalhits.com.
In their continuous effort to mobilize and recalibrate for a great comeback, the National Due Payment Committee of the mighty Congress for Democratic Change, CDC, invites all partisans, supporters, and sympathizers to the launch of the CDC National Due Payment on Saturday, April 12th at the CDC National Headquarters in Congo Town. It's time to show your loyalty and support for your dear CDC. By paying your dues, you will empower the CDC financially as she prepares to make a great comeback to national leadership in 2029. The launch will be led by First Partisan Dr. George Weah, Party Chairman Janka Cole, Party Secretary General Jefferson Tambakoji, the Speaker of the 55th National Legislature, Councilor J. Fonati Kofa, Senior Senator of Magibi County, and Chairman of the CDC National Legislative Caucus, Nathaniel Falo McGill, the one and only Rescue Mother, Nora Finda Bundu, the Executive Committee members, and all party stars of the mighty Congress for Democratic Change, CDC. The CDC due payment launch will climax with live performances by famous entertainers like Hipko King Takun J, Christoph the Change, and Afro-pop singer Dench. Also see live comedians Paul Flomo, Arthur, and Ojuku. Also see student leader, the famous Angel Michael, and many, many more. It's the launch of the CDC National Due Payment on Saturday, April 12th, starting at 10 a.m. at the national headquarters of the mighty Congress for Democratic Change in Congo Town. Be there.
Every sin I build the hospitals. Every sin I build the schools.
I'm feeling the vibes with originalhits.com.
In their continuous effort to mobilize and recalibrate for a great comeback, the National Due Payment Committee of the mighty Congress for Democratic Change, CDC, invites all partisans, supporters, and sympathizers to the launch of the CDC National Due Payment on Saturday, April 12th at the CDC National Headquarters in Congo Town. It's time to show your loyalty and support for your dear CDC. By paying your dues, you will empower the CDC financially as she prepares to make a great comeback to national leadership in 2029. The launch will be led by First Partisan Dr. George Weah, Party Chairman Janka Cole, Party Secretary General Jefferson Tambakoji, the Speaker of the 55th National Legislature, Councilor J. Fonati Kofa, Senior Senator of Magibi County, and Chairman of the CDC National Legislative Caucus, Nathaniel Falo McGill, the one and only Rescue Mother, Nora Finda Bundu, the Executive Committee members, and all party stars of the mighty Congress for Democratic Change, CDC. The CDC due payment launch will climax with live performances by famous entertainers like Hipko King Takun J, Christoph the Change, and Afro-pop singer Dench. Also see live comedians Paul Flomo, Arthur, and Ojuku. Also see student leader, the famous Angel Michael, and many, many more. It's the launch of the CDC National Due Payment on Saturday, April 12th, starting at 10 a.m. at the national headquarters of the mighty Congress for Democratic Change in Congo Town. Be there. Be there. Be there.
I've got just 5 years. Every sin I build the hospitals. Every sin I build the schools. Every sin I build the roads.
You want to be there. Time is getting closer. Worry not. Get ready so that you support your party. Going into 2029, dana our party, our party, CDC, our party. No, this time around, you in opposition, you need money. So if you support your party, they can do nothing. They're on dana motto, the action talk. Yeah. So keep playing. Dial star 79 and star 100 hash. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and then you can get your 10,000. Yes, 10,000 for your dinner. You can even start before the president media dinner. So as you are playing, we're giving you ma as you are playing. We're giving you ma so that you continue playing. So you see that you're playing. Then we're paying you for playing. We're buying soft drink for you. We're buying dinner. You see how you're looking. So continue to play. We're getting there gradually. We're getting there. Don't worry. We're getting there. We're getting there. Don't worry. We're getting there. So please let me give $1,000 out to these great people. Yeah, these great people. I give them some dollars as they play the King's Catch giveaway. I mean, give them real dollars. So keep playing. Dial star 79 and star 100 hash. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and then you can have your 10,000. In the meantime, I'm coming to give you some dollars while you're playing. So you can even use what I'm coming to give you to add to what you're playing with, and that could give you 10,000. Yeah. So keep playing. Dial star 79 and star 100 hash. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and then you can get your 10,000. I'm coming to give you small mile, your hold on. So you see how we do it. You're playing to get 10,000. So while you're playing, we're giving you surgery mornings. They be buying your surgery, be cooling off. You can drink a beer. You buy your 2 bottles or 1 bottle, and then you're playing, waiting for your 10K. So let's take this break and we'll sort your dollars out to give it to you. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's get the people the as you're playing, you're playing the King's Cash giveaway. Don't worry. So as you're playing, we paying you. You see there, you see how it is. Let's call this person. You're playing to hit the jackpot and get your 10K. Then we're giving you extra ma. Hello.
Yeah.
I'm Sam Andrews calling you from King's FM, Real Talk. What is your name and where you are?
David S. Cody from Logan Town.
David Colley from Logan Town.
Yeah.
You play the King's Cash giveaway?
Yeah, I played yesterday 5 times. Yeah, I just received 1,000 on my phone.
You played 5 times yesterday. And you play today?
No, I didn't play.
But you continue to play, eh?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So it's in your account already. I send you 1,000.
Yes, I saw it.
Okay, that's good. Keep playing the King's Cash giveaway. Don't give a play throughout the day on all of the shows, all of the programs. Yeah?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. The man confirmed his mass. So you see, let's go for the next person. Then we get to something of vital importance on the show, and then we get out. So keep playing. Dial star 79 and star 100 hash. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50, and let's hit the jackpot. That 10,000. That's more matter in this economy under the reign of Nebuchadnezzar. That's more matter. Before we go, I will tell you something. Somebody said nonsense, and that's what keeping this country apart. We can never live in this country like this. If we have ever lived that way, we should stop it. When you're on the other side, or when you're in opposition community, you are a bad person. You are satanic. You are not this. You are not that. When you're on the other side, you are the good person. Yesterday, they were talking. They're talking for Bwaka and other things. Nobody say, oh, the people will do something to you. Oh, your character. No, they were excited because it was going against Weah. I will talk about that and I will call that person name. We have to stop it. That's why they call naming and shaming. We have to live in this country in a democratic culture. If this is a democratic culture, respect everybody. If the person, your president Bwaka said, Bwaka said he would dance with the devil, he said that because he's entitled to his opinion. Did he dance with any devil? No. But that was a figurative expression. Did anybody hold it against Bwaka? People only reference that because he said it because of the kind of person he is. But that was purely figurative, and everybody respects his opinion. You respect people for who they are. If the person says, I'm leaving, I'm going to be with Satan in hell, respect the person for that. If the person says, I'm going to be with God, respect the person for that. You don't respect the person because the person is in your camp or because the person insulted Weah and he was insulting Weah all through, so it was good at that time. You did not say the person's life was at risk because you're against Weah. Today, they're talking about Bwaka because you are a Bwaka fan. Then you say the person's life is this, the person's life is that way. It will damage your character. You must fire all kinds of nonsense. I will call that person's name, and you will not do that again. Absolute nonsense. Let me give the man, and then we go to something vital, very vital. Let me give this next person. Yeah, you hold on. I beg you. Your exercise patience. Yeah, the exercise patience. We're getting there. Let's call this next person. All right, let's go with this person. Let's go with this next person. Yeah, your exercise patience. I beg you. These are people who play frequently. Yeah.
Yellow Valley subscriber. The subscriber you're trying to reach is currently out of coverage area. Please call again.
Hey man, my man, you want your 1,000 to to do something good with it? 1,000 and that's more money in this country right now. Hello? Or it going through? Okay. It'll be the first round out of the network. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm Sam Andrews calling you from Kings FM Real Talk. What is your name, sir, and where you are?
My name is
You want to take your time? You're cracking. Your line is cracking, so take your time.
Yeah, my name is James Masari in Broville.
James Masala in Broville. You are a player and regular player of the King's Cash giveaway? You play often.
Yeah.
And you've won. Have you won? You haven't won. Which one now?
I won before. I failed 10
You
long
won
time.
before, and you continue to play.
Yeah, I keep playing.
Okay, that's good. That's good. You are a very good player. You are a team player. That's great. So I send you 1,000 Liberian dollars. Please check your account so that you receive it, right? Okay, that's good. So keep playing, yeah? Keep playing. Yeah. Okay. Good. So let's go with the last person. Then we get to our last topic, and then we are out. If we do it, the people will not get money. The country hard right now. Yeah, so I beg you, y'all understand. We're fighting hard. The country is in a bad state. People are poverty stricken. If we don't look for something to help them out, they're going to feel too bad as they are feeling. Yeah. So let's go with the third and final person.
Please be informed that the number you're trying to reach is currently switched off. Please call again.
Let's try another time, or the second time. Let's try. Let's go the second time. It's very likely, like the first, it could be the network.
Yellow valued subscriber, please be informed that the number you're trying to reach is currently switched off. Please call again.
Okay, yeah, we will go the third time. You have to receive this 1,000. You've been playing. Yeah.
Yellow valued subscriber, please be informed that the number you're trying to reach is currently switched off. Please call again.
All right, but when the person puts the phone on, they will see that 1,000. The 1,000 is there. I already sent out 1,000. So two persons confirm receiving their 1,000 each, and this one, the phone is off, but it is already in that person's account. So let's go with the jackpot. We are getting there gradually. The 10,000, dial *79 and *100. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. You are making progress. I should report to you, but we're not there yet. Let's keep playing. We are getting there gradually. Very shortly, we are going to hit the jackpot. Let's keep playing. We can make it. In the next few minutes, we can hit the jackpot. It is encouraging. You are playing, but we aren't there yet. The jackpot is just like a track and field, the track race. You have to reach the finish line to get the prize. If you can reach the finish line, you can get it. That's how this thing looks. You have to hit the jackpot. The jackpot is the finish line. If you can't hit the jackpot, you know. But you're good. You're good. You're doing extremely well. So continue to play. We are making progress. Yeah. I must tell you, you're doing extremely well. All right. Let's move to the final lap of the show. This is what I want to and I should talk about. It was discussed. It was discussed exhaustively this morning by Israel on his show. Let's talk about it. But I am going or coming from another angle, not to talk about all of those things that you've heard and you are reading still. No, but to say that the Chief Justice is the Chief Justice doing extremely well. The Chief Justice and the Associate Justices of the Supreme Court of Liberia remain unbending because it is evidently clear whatever the situation, the Chief Justice will do nothing against her country. She is patriotic, and she remains patriotic. As much as the pressure is on, but the Chief Justice is not giving in to any pressure, neither the Associate Justices of the Supreme Court of Liberia. Whatever we are hearing, you have heard, I can buy into that, but I cannot also say it doesn't have any semblance of truth. But I think the Chief Justice and Associate Justices in their Liberian cells and their legal cells and their patriotic and nationalistic cells, grounded in the law, fixed in the law, know the law, cannot compromise the law. The Chief Justice remains unbending. The Chief Justice is not wavering. The Chief Justice is not a child that anybody can toss to and fro with Kenneth. The Chief Justice has handled major cases she has dealt with. She has rendered alongside her deputies opinions in landmark cases. This one is not one of them. No. So the Chief Justice is not deterred. She's not jittering. She's not going to kowtow in their parole. No, they can come out with whatever. Like my man, my girl man would say, lamatas. They can come out with anything. The Chief Justice has the law, and the law covers the Chief Justice. What I mean by this is the Chief Justice is confident nothing going to change. Nothing has changed. Nothing will change. The Chief Justice, in the fullness of time, will deliver the opinion into the misunderstanding at the House of Representatives. It was they broke the law, and the law will fix what was broken. So just know that your Chief Justice is not intimidated. She's not fearing anything or anybody. She's not bending. She's not giving in to anything. She is confident. She's relaxed. She has the support of all of her colleagues on the bench. And God, the creator and sustainer, is protecting each and every person making up that bench of the Supreme Court. It cannot go the other way. It is a known fact. Everybody knows no legal VAR is needed any longer. The majority bloc legal team has given up. The man who calls himself Speaker, he is dispirited. He knows that it's not going to go their way, even though he stayed portraying himself like the Speaker, inserting himself into situations, putting himself into people's gathering and inviting people to come to Liberia. Those people will not say no. They want to do something in the country under the reign of President Joseph Yeman Boakai, and they are not the ones who are controlling the House of Representatives. So they've got nothing to say or do there. So they will accept your request. whoever goes there after you, they'll still respect. So you can go to even talk with Donald Trump, or you can call Donald Trump from America to come to your Capitol building office. It doesn't say that you are Speaker State. You can call all the presidents of the world. They will accept your invite. They will sit in your office. You will only have the impression that you are Speaker, but you are not Speaker. So you can continue doing all that you're doing. It doesn't say you are Speaker. The law, nobody can force any position on himself or herself. It is the law that gives you that right and makes you who you ought to be, and the same law backs, protects, and guide you. Simple. Also, the man who manages the political affairs of the Speaker's office, many Packet de Moore, will give a reaction to what he been confronted with. He said, given the misinformation and disinformation campaigns that have been running across the media over the last 24 hours, as Director of Public Affairs in the office of Speaker Kofa, it has become necessary, and I have been authorized to inform the public that Speaker Kofa has been engaged in no negotiations over the last month, and we await the court's ruling. It was been speculated, or it was a speculation, that the Speaker was negotiating, or they were negotiating with the Speaker. They were putting certain offers on the table so that he will accept and resign voluntarily. Then they can capitalize on that to say the Speaker resigned, which was to some extent allow Richard Coon to stay on. Yeah, to stay on, because that will be the argument for Kofa resign. And they, according to his political affairs man, his public affairs man, not public affairs, political affairs, yeah. The Speaker had not been involved with any negotiation. So let me say it this way. He's saying simply that Speaker Kofa had not been giving any attention to the executive. He had not been giving attention to anything from Boakar's camp. He has not even answered any call from that side. He has not attempted to go and sit down with anybody in a meeting that he will be persuaded to resign. Say the Speaker has not done anything like that. He has not met anybody. He's not receiving any call from anybody. As far as he's concerned, it is before the Supreme Court, and all of them waiting on the Supreme Court. The Speaker said if they can do the honorable thing in line with the law, if they can get the 48, 49, he will unconditionally, no wasting time, stand down as Speaker of the House of Representatives, because the law will have come in full effect legally.
You cannot be for democracy when it favors you. You have to be for democracy, period. If 49 of my colleagues come today in the chambers and say, Mr. Speaker, for these reasons, we don't want you, I will step down the very same day. We will not even go to court or go say anything.
Definitely. So the Chief Justice is relaxed. She's not intimidated. She's not scared. She and her people are unbending. though they are between the rock and the hard place, but you can come out of the rock and the hard place with ease and confidence. I just thought to speak to you this way and that. Just where you are, keep them in your prayers. They are faced with tough decision, but not a decision to compromise. But you need to pray for them, bring them in your prayers, because they are in a very, very tough situation. But they remain unbending. They are unwavering. They are not jittering. They would not kowtow in the other side for war. No, they will not. They will not. They will not. The chief justice is relaxed. She and her people, they are relaxed. I'm not talking about all of those things that are happening. No, Israel talk about those things. He played some of those clips. I just thought to give you that, make you to know that the chief justice is relaxed. She's not giving in. She not deterred. She's not worried at all. She's not even having conversation as the way they would want to have conversation with her. And she knows that she can change. She can change anything. The law is the law. That's all. Continue playing. We are getting there gradually. We are getting there. We are getting there gradually. So let's go with it. We will soon hit the jackpot. We will soon, but you have to step up. You have to step up. So let's go. Let's keep playing. Yeah. Let's go to the line and take few calls on this, and then we are out. What has happened at the University of Liberia? Let's take few calls on this one while we look at your encouraging playing ability. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97 0777 9803 75. These are the numbers. What is coming out of the University of Liberia? Hello. You went off, Chief. You went off. You went off. What is coming out of UL? Hello? Chief. Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, CDC, Pape.
Yeah, I want to know the ruling they told today will be final. So what's going on over there?
No, nothing today.
So they just be pushing.
Yeah, they pushing, but one day they will put it out. But
yeah, we will not burn liar, and liar will not burn their house. We will lose it. We will not do anything to them. They come and say, they let down how they say it's 1 trillion. We finish lose the house, sure, the 1 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
So we go on, we want it small.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you too for calling. Have a nice Wednesday. You went off, Chief. You went off. Let's go. Nothing today. Nobody should say, but it will stay calm. No. Yeah. The people relax. Everything's set. Nothing can change. Hello.
Thank you, Sam, for the second segment of the show. This is Hussein. Thank you. Yeah, I listened to the Red Out from Manny Packet. Sam, I think we sometimes our people have to be researchers, and sometimes we not only to come on the radio and listen to the talk show host and want to call. The Constitution is clear. Forati is the legitimate speaker of the 55th. He is the constitutional speaker of the national legislature. Nothing can change it. Not even Jesus Christ can change it, right? That is the law. Now, when you come to Richard Cohn being the majority speaker, quote unquote, if even the Supreme Court will come out tomorrow with a ruling, the Supreme Court will recognize Fonati as the constitutional speaker of the 56th. That will not change those guys from having that quorum, as majority bloc. But then now, it puts the government on a difficult task as to who to operate with. That's the bigger question. I listen to people talking about the president trying to interfere. I
ain't talking about that one. Talk the one you hear me say. I ain't talk about that one. That's why I said my colleague Israel exhausted that today. So I need to be repetitive.
When I listen to the Red House from Manufacturer, yes, it is true. But we hope that the Supreme Court will do the needful. And we just want to call on the both sides. Whatever the ruling is, in conformity with the law, let us uphold the ruling from the Supreme Court and let our country move forward. That is my plea to the both parties.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So your man will have to accept because he's going against your man. You kinda going against it. Who's in? Let's go this way. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Manju.
Yeah.
Well, this is Mohammed Bongo Sukana Jr. And I do join you from the Somali South area. Because Manju, I know that the Supreme Court won't ban this ruling. But Mr. Boakai want to influence this ruling.
My man, talk about no Boakai influencing you. You talk what you hear me say.
I know you didn't talk about that.
I talk about the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice being buoyant. No, Chief, don't talk that one there. Don't say what I say. Got other people will come to following you. I'm talking about people influencing.
Boakai do not want to.
Hey, Chief. Thank you. Right. What coming out of the University of Liberia? Offer not satisfied. They've released a statement. Offer release. Let's say the University of Liberia Faculty Association is constrained to remind the government of Liberia and the University of Liberia about their obligations to the welfare of faculty and staff at the University of Liberia. Alpha urges the government to settle all arrears of adjunct and overload faculty for the last 1 year and live up to the terms and conditions of the contracts signed for adjunct and overload faculty. It can be recalled that in 2024, Alpha staged a prolonged disengagement that lasted for more than 6 months, with adjunct and overload payments being top of the priorities. They went further in a meeting with President Joseph Yeman Boakai in November 2024. In November 2024, Alpha leadership was informed that the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning had been instructed to settle the outstanding arrears of adjunct and overload faculty. Similarly, in January 2025, during the graduation of UL president, the inauguration of UL president, the current one, Dr. Mapaya, President Boakai remarked that he had issued instruction to the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning to settle the arrears of our colleagues. They're getting there. Despite these pronouncements, arrears of our colleagues have not been paid, even though they are still offering their services to the university. The action part has reached now. They said, failure of the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, failure of the university, failure of the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, the UL administration, or to settle the faculty, failed to settle their obligations with our colleagues, have reduced their morale and undermined their ability to care for their family, thus leaving them traumatized. Of our leadership decries this inhumane treatment of professional librarians by the Ministry of Finance and requests immediate payment of all arrears for the past year and current semester in a period of not more than 1 week beginning today. This is an ultimatum. So they gave 1 week ultimatum to the Ministry of Finance to pay their money. And then they concluded, the leadership hopes that the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning and UL administration will proactively complete the settlement of these liabilities to save us all of the impending embarrassment. That means they might be constrained to stage another protest. They might walk off the classroom. Did we ever thought we were going to experience this on a rescue mission? Well, Dr. Mapayan there now, because the goal was to bring in a white American Dr. Leader Mapayan to solve all of the problems. Yeah, protests still going on at the University of Liberia. The faculty are dissatisfied. They are angry, not dissatisfied. And now they have given an ultimatum to the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, 1 week to pay their money. If not, there will be another embarrassment. And that embarrassment is nothing but protest. They're going to stay off everything, the classroom. And that will be an embarrassing situation. They will stay off because that's the only option they have. If they can get their money within 1 week, So the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning will have to do what they can do. It's not easy, it's rough. No money. The government does not have money. They are fighting hard, looking for it here and there. That is why they have to be careful. When you have a divided media, what goes out of this country, it affects the government. Nobody wants to come in here with their business. They can do all of the podcasts. They can say anything. They go on Facebook to say whichever way they can say it. You've heard the United States government giving repeated warnings to Liberia and particularly government officials with possible sanction looming against certain officials of this government. And when America is giving those repeated warnings, who want to come to your country? America is the melting pot of investors around the world. The world is an interconnecting world. Within that interconnection, there is always the patron who is consulted. You think investors from America, from other parts of the world, will come to a country like Liberia when they hear the United States government giving repeated warnings? They know exactly what is coming out of Washington. They wouldn't want to. That's why you see the government in this situation. This week we heard the American ambassador again. I think that was either the 5th or 6th warnings. Then they went and the 10%, yes, 10%, they will levy 10% tariffs on goods from here going there. Another setback for this government again. Mind you now, America will not tell you that you are a bad government. America wouldn't tell you you are a good president. America will not deny, will not stop it from coming. That means they will put their dollars. So if you watch over the days, they've been doing some things for the government. They're giving this, they're doing that, all those things. You'll see that. That's how they operate around the world. But it doesn't say they are not tracking corruption, insecurity, instability, abuse of human rights, abuse of the rule of law, ritualistic killings, mysterious disappearances, freedom of information, how it ought to flow, freedom of the media, freedom of assembly, free speech. It doesn't say they are not taking note of all of these things. They are taking note. I beg to you, the first situation report that will come out on this government, besides corruption, security, instability, and all of those things that I name, you will see a portion there on the media, whether this government is tolerant, is media tolerant, or this government suppresses free speech, or not tolerant of free speech, not tolerant of freedom of assembly, people to gather and make the views heard to the government. The government came, what happened? Small group of people, the government infringed on their rights by denying them. By denying them. They took political prisoners in jail. They jailed several persons. Amongst them, the special aid to the leading opposition figure. You will see that in the situation report that will come out. So when you see America coming out with these things, they also checking within the government itself, amongst ministers and other people. They have their surveillance. They're tracking everything. You will not hear America or any government comes out because like we media people, every day we come up, we get something, we flag it. We can't, no, they don't do their work that way. They catalog, they analyze them, they do a validation, they get everything to make sure that it is factual. Then, in the fullness of time, they release it. So, when you hear these repeated warnings from the United States, something behind it. And as it stands, nothing extra happening in terms of investors pouring in. The expectation of this government that investors will have poured in numbers. It was the impression they gave the country. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, no. Wrong use of the word, not unfortunate. No investors come in because they are themselves who are discouraging investors from coming. So when the government ready, yeah. So don't mind that thing. Some people say, oh, America let the government. And the opposition say, and the government have money. Oh, they calling for sanction. You see the one? America will give you 10 million, 4 million, 15 billion. They put everything to Ellie. You think Ask Bwaka. They support that America gave to Ellen. In Ellen's, the latter part of Ellen, in her second term, why? What did the people say? They told Ellen, they said, we will not put our money in any rogue regime here. So you just leave that thing. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. That's all the time we've got. Thank you. Thank you so much. You did extremely well. So what I'm hearing, they say Friday the holiday. They're going to have a real holiday country. Is it fast and pray? Okay, you fast and pray for country. You fast and pray for everybody. You just fast and pray. All right. Okay. So that's it. That's all the time of God. Thank you so much. So the news is on in just under 30 minutes. And then after the news, we have the CDC hour. It comes on at 6:50 and ends at 7:50. And then face the issues after that. Okay. So that's it. I'm Sam Andrews. Shalom.